Hey, and welcome to Daddy Mojo. It's the podcast where we'll talk about parenting, all-age comic books, toys, and more. Now, here's your host, Trey Burley.
You've probably never heard of Edith Clarke. Heck, I hadn't heard of Edith Clarke before I read this book. But Edith Clarke is a woman who invented something so profound, so amazing that it's impacting the way that the light is bouncing off my head. It impacts the way that the apps are charged on your silly smartphone that you're wasting time with. It impacts every aspect of your life. The brilliant calculator. How mathematician Edith Clarke helped electrify America. Sounds like a wrestling promo. Like she's going to come out and smash something on her head. But it's an illustrated book that is really one of the best of the year because it puts a spotlight on something, on an area about a woman who created a calculator. Basically, the Clarke calculator. You still haven't heard of it. I haven't heard of it. It's not a calculator that you're going to have. It's a calculator that engineers are going to have when they're doing electrical power grids. Edith Clarke was a genius before it was cool to be a genius, because it was when women weren't given a fair shake in education. But she was like, hey, bugger, I'm going to study physics and 2 languages, 3 languages. I'm going to be smarter than all the guys in the office, even though I'm not going to be given the chance to do half as much as they are. And she ended up doing much more because she created this calculator that allowed people, when they were creating cities, like back in the 20s and 30s, the 1920s and the 1930s, it created a way for formulas for the grids to be able to withstand and withhold more power, because the cities were growing so quickly that the electrical grids were snapping, they were popping, and it was just a mess. Cities couldn't grow as quickly because they needed more power. But the Clarke calculator changed all that. And the brilliant calculator is a great example of an illustrated book presenting a high-level topic that a lot of people don't know about. A lot of people, much less you elementary school kids who are supposed to be reading this. It's a great book. It really is. One of the best of the year. It's The Brilliant Calculator. It's written by Jan Lauer with illustrations by Susan Reagan. And it is as good as nonfiction illustrated books can get.
Thanks for listening to Daddy Mojo. Be sure to tune in next time. For more information on any of the things we talked about today, just check out the website, daddymojo.net, or hit us up at Daddy Mojo on social media.